the faked UFO crash by the former Soviet Union. This is the event by Nick Redfern, Mysterious Universe. 1969 was the year in which an elaborate UFO-themed Soviet ruse was put into place. It was highly sophisticated and revolved around a crashed UFO and the autopsy of an alleged alien creature. There's no doubt in my mind that this was the creation of Soviet intelligence doing its best to try and convince the United States that Russia had alien technology in its hands, when it actually had nothing of the sort in its hands. The story itself is undeniably fascinating, though, which is what the Russians were surely counting on, as the evidence, quote-unquote, is an old piece of film footage that reportedly chronicled the whole thing. While the crash of the UFO is said to have occurred in March 1969, the story and the attendant film did not surface until 1998, almost 3 decades later. That was the year in which a television production, The Secret KGB UFO Files, was broadcast in the United States and elsewhere. A great deal of money was put into the over-sensationalized production, and it was hosted by the late Roger Moore, the star of 7 of the phenomenally successful James Bond movies. The documentary covered a wide body of UFO-based data. However, there's no doubt that it was specifically the film of the supposed crashed UFO and its deceased crew member which caught the attention of most of those who bothered to watch it. Certainly a great deal of effort went into the production of this film. This was no amateur, half-hearted operation. The footage is grainly, appears old, and it was filmed by someone with a handheld camera. It shows around 15 to 20 men wearing Russian uniforms, thick coats and hats. They are all armed and all are guarding a small circular-shaped craft which appears to have slammed into the ground in a wooded forest frosty area. The location was said to have been Sverdlovsky in Russia. The trees are largely bereft of leaves, and everything points to the incident having occurred in very cold, bleak weather. Only around a half of the saucer-shaped vehicle protrudes out of the soil in an angled fashion, and the inference is that the military unit found the craft shortly after it hit the ground, and at the time of the filming were in the process of guarding the site from any and all onlookers that might have come along. To this day, we don't know where the film came from and how it reached the producers of the secret KGB UFO files. We're told that the production company had to pay $10,000 to secure it after it was smuggled out of KGB archives, supposedly. So it's worth noting the following from National UFO Center. Quote, the footage at the crash site does seem to be authentic, at least on several points. The truck in the film is a circa 1950 model ZIS-151, which has not been used by the military for quite some time, and the truck would have been difficult to find to stage a hoax with. Other elements on the film do not exhibit any obvious signs of a hoax. So it should be noted there are 2 other old military vehicles in the film as well. As for the remaining portion of the film, it very much mirrors the notorious alien autopsy film, which in 1995 was foisted on the world by a man named Ray Santilli, and to widely varying degrees of fanfare, 3 men appeared to be working on the autopsy of a small humanoid creature, while a woman takes notes. Numerous websites claim that the woman has been identified as a KGB stenographer named O.P. Pshonikia, and the statement has been repeated time and again, yet there is no evidence to prove the claim. Such is the reliability or not of the internet. So, in conclusion, it appears that the Russians had staged this thing in order for the American government to believe that they had alien advanced technology. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.